Hey guys, what's going on? I thought I would make a quick video. Well, I always say quick, and I don't know how quick they actually ever become. A little video about the Edmonton Sports Card Expo. That was, I'm going to say 2 weeks ago now. 3 weeks? No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago now. Um, it was really good. It's hands down by far and away the biggest video or the biggest show that we have around here. Everything else is kind of small monthly shows put on by one of the card shops or whatever, and which are good. Don't get me wrong, like I'll take any and all card shows, but the expo is definitely the biggest one. It's done in Toronto a couple times a year. They expanded it to Edmonton 3 years ago now, I think, and now it's got a spot in BC and one in Quebec too, I think. So it's getting bigger. It gets bigger every year. So I went, and yeah, by far the biggest amount of vendors this year. Unfortunately, or whatever, it is what it is. I live in Canada, so hockey is king. And when you go to a card show, it is if I had to take a guess, it's probably 80%. 80% hockey. There you'll walk by and there'll be table after table after table of nothing but hockey, which is fantastic for pretty much everybody that goes, except for me, because I do not collect hockey. I have never been a hockey guy. I am a horrible Canadian because of it. But I just don't collect. I don't like hockey, and I don't collect hockey. So my stuff, 90s basketball and some 90s baseball, is very. Oh my god, it's crazy how very little it is. Like, it's a 3-day show. I bought advanced tickets for the Friday and the Saturday, and I only needed the Friday. I only needed 4 hours on Friday to see and do everything I needed to do. And be done, because there's just the stuff that I want is not there. Nobody has it. Nobody brings it. Some guys do have it. If they have kind of like some older, some 90s whatever football and this and that. Oh, hey man, you got any basketball? And they're like, yeah, I got some. And they're like, but I didn't bring it. I never bring it to shows because nobody wants it. And I'm like, good friggin' god. So that's my and I talked to lots of guys, and they all said the exact same thing, which is whatever. I'm used to it now. So anyways, last year there was a guy that had some old boxes of wax that I bought. I remember I bought, this is 1993 Upper Deck Series 2 baseball. That is Jeter's rookie year and the series. And I remember I bought a box off of him last year for like, I can't remember. I think it was like I think I got it for $45, which is a pretty good deal. And then he had other boxes, and I walked away. And then after a little while, I was like, oh man, like, what am I doing? I want those other boxes. And by the time I got back, his stuff was gone. And I talked to him. He's like, no, that's all I brought. I didn't want to, haul that stuff around. And so this year I made I was like, if I see it and it's there and I want it, I am going to not leave a table. I'm going to wheel and deal until either I'm happy and I buy something, or it's not going to happen and I move on. And I saw that guy. I was making a beeline to a different dealer, and I saw that dude, and I zipped over there and I looked, and he had 2 boxes of Series 2. He wanted this year $30 a piece, and I bought them both for $55. I said, how about both those boxes for $55? And he was like, yeah, sure, sounds good. Like, holy Christ. There was a few other guys that had these, and they wanted like $100 a box for it. And I was like, good Lord, I got them for, I got the 2 of them for 55. And this is all Canadian dollars. If you're an American watching this, sorry, man, but I have no idea what the exchange is and stuff. So, as always, this is Canadian dollars. But I did watch a few videos. The one from last year I still have, and then I had these 2 boxes, and I was like, man, like, I'm a little scared about this older stuff, bricking. And I watched a video, and a couple videos, and guys were just like, oh, these are just brick. They're solid. They're ripping cards apart. So the one box, this one is nice, sealed up, looks really good. This one had a bit of a crunched corner, and the plastic was ripped. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to open a couple packs and just see if they're bricked or not. And I opened like 3 or 4 packs, and they were good. There was just the tiniest little bit of sticking, but nothing major. And then, well, once you start opening packs, and I was like, oh, I'll save the rest. No, I didn't save anything. I just ripped the whole thing because I'm weak, and that's how that goes. So, anyways, from that box, what did we have? There's a Future Heroes insert. These are not 1 in 9 packs. And I got, what did I get? I got 6. I got 6 of them. I got a Clemens, a Barry Bonds, a Kirby Puckett, Juan Gonzalez, a Frank Thomas I was pretty happy about, and I got the Griffey. So I was pretty stoked about that because Griffey, well, there you go. There's my 2 baseball PC guys from the 90s. Well, Griffey technically 89, but I collect his 90s cards pretty much. And the Big Hurt. So there you go. The Kid and the Big Hurt and the Hurt. And then what else? Oh, and they have these Upper Deck, their fifth anniversary cards. These are also 1 in 9. I can't remember. Well, these ones are like ridiculous. It was like 63 in the set. And these were less, but I can't remember how many. These I only got 3 of. I got a Sheffield, Eric Karros, and then I did also pull the Griffey, which is a reprint of his 89 rookie. Pretty cool. These are actually pretty sweet cards. This one did have a little bit of, like, it's got, you can see up there, it's got a white corner there and a white corner there. So it's far from perfect. But man, anytime you pull an insert, from the 90s straight out of a pack, it's fantastic. I love it. And then of course, who I was looking for the entire time, I pulled one Jeter rookie card. It is not perfect. There's a little bit of a white corner there, and I think it's this one. One of the other corners has just the tiniest little bit of not goodness to it. I'm not sure which one it is. I'd have to take a better look. But it did not stick or anything. But the top prospect cards were right at the front of the pack, and those were usually the cards that had the most damage, which sucked ass. So I pulled 1 Manny Ramirez and 1 Jeter, and those are by far the only 2 notable rookies in the entire set. And basically, Manny's not bad, but you're all about the Jeter. And I got 1. So, and then there are these other holograms. They're called Then and Now, and these are 1 in 27 packs. I can't remember how many's in the whole set, but it's split. Like half of them are in Series 1 and half of them are in Series 2. Pretty damn sweet cards, though. I got Howard Johnson, Don Mattingly, and a Reggie Jackson. And they are, the classic. If you're thinking of like 90, I think it was 91 Upper Deck basketball, those holograms, this is the exact same thing, just on the baseball, but with an ink image of the player that's actually embossed. I don't know if you can tell. I'm just blinding you guys right now, anyways. But it's embossed. It actually stands out from the card. These are really nice. That's a really nice insert. 1 in 27, and I actually pulled 3 out of there. So. Pretty happy with that. And yeah, since I have still 2 of these, the one I bought, this is the second one that I bought this year, and then I still have the one from last year that I bought, which is the box that's in the best shape. This one's a little bit squished here and there. And since I did not pull a super good Jeter, which was kind of the whole reason that I wanted to, that I ended up ripping the whole box. I'm probably going to rip this one too. And since there's a couple, Griffey inserts and stuff, I always chase Griffey. So, yeah, I will probably end up opening up the other box, looking for a perfect Jeter, which I'm sure will not come because good luck to you trying to find anything that is perfect coming out of these boxes from the 90s. And a little bit of an O-Pee-Chee type edge on the one side. She's a little bit rough, but I don't know. All in all, pretty good. Pretty happy. So yeah, I got these 2 boxes. Push those off to the side. A box of 91 Score Series 2. Actually, That's not the box that I bought, but that is another one right there, which has a couple actually pretty cool Bo Jackson cards in it and stuff. So that's the one I am searching for in there. And then I did have luck finding 3 singles that I jumped on right away. One is a 97 Z-Force Boss. Series 1, 20 cards in the set. It is a 1 in 6 pack odds. And then there is a parallel called the Super Boss, and that is a 1 in 36 packs. But this one, I saw it, and I was like, that thing's in pretty good shape. It's got a little, where is it? Right there. There's a little tiny edge at the bottom there that is not super great. And then there's, actually no, this edge is pretty darn good. Well, there may be like the tiniest little bit of edging right there. But other than that, this is actually pretty sweet. So I saw that, jumped on it. And then another table had both of these in their display case. The 97, this is a Topps Chrome Season's Best, and a 98 Black Diamond. This is one of those instances where you got the Topps Chrome, and then you got the regular Topps, and they have the same inserts and all that kind of jazz going on. And the Topps Chrome is not quite as nice as, well, if you got a refractor, then obviously the Topps Chrome is better, but this is the base version. If you get the regular Topps, it is a lot nicer. It has like that whole sparkling effect and stuff on it. It's actually a nicer looking card. And then this one is the Diamond Dominance. Sorry, I had to pause the video. Had a quick question from the wife. And then this one, actually the one that I bought these as a package deal. I was like, I went up to the table. It was like, okay, what's your best price on the both of these as a pair? And it was funny. There was 2 kids sitting there, and they were like, actually, these aren't our cards. Like, we have all the hockey stuff. These are my grandpa's. And I was like, oh my God. She's like, these are for my grandpa, and he has a few cards in the case, and she says, I'll have to call him. And I was like, all right. And I kind of gave him an offer. And I said, I'll go walk around for a little bit. I'll be back in like half an hour. And we'll figure something out. And we did figure something out, obviously, because I have them in hand. This one, I kind of split it down the middle since I was buying them as a pair. So I overpaid a tiny bit on this one, but then I got a decent deal on this one, which is a 98, the Black Diamond. This is the Diamond Dominance. So it is actually, as you can see, numbered out of 1,000, which by 90 standards is a pretty good insert. A low number. It does have, I don't know if it's going to show up or what. Come on, don't be like that. There is a little bit of a lifting on that corner, which, and I don't know how people feel about it. I really don't care. I may try to fix. I may try to flatten that down a little bit. Yeah, and if that's something that you don't like and call it altering or whatever, I don't really care. I don't really care. These aren't going anywhere. These are mine. The other corners are quite nice on it. It's got good edges. That's on the case. That's on the actual One Touch. So, yeah. So this is a numbered out of 1,000. Black Diamond. There is also an Emerald, which I kind of looked online. I couldn't find. I just wanted to see what it looked like. It's an Emerald, and they're actually numbered out of 100. So, yeah, that would be pretty darn sweet. I would like to just actually see what they even look like. But yeah, that was basically my pickups from the show. Actually, no. Third pickup, well, and like some storage things and stuff. But this is a card binder, BGL, it's like a Canadian company. George Laraque, BGL stands for Big George Laraque. He was a hockey player, played in Edmonton and Montreal, and he was a big badass enforcer for many years, and he retired or whatever, and he is into the sports card thing, and he sells. I've bought some of his one touches that actually are pretty nice. They work good. Nice strong magnet, clear plastic. I'm quite happy with them. And he has all sorts of other stuff. He sells his own line of top loaders and everything else. A couple shops in town here sell them. And I went looking specifically for a top loader binder, which I didn't even know was a thing until like a week or two before the show. And then there were some guys that had all their cards in these binders. And when I asked them about it, and they were like, oh, and they were like, well, actually, and he pulled this like big box out from underneath the table, and he goes, we have some, and we'll sell them. We'll sell them to you. We'll sell you a couple. He said, but he says, we're not advertising that they're for sale, but he goes, but if anybody says anything about the binders, we were like, okay, well, if anybody's interested and brings it up, then we'll sell them a couple. And yeah, and I am obsessed with filling this thing up. Oh, hold on. We're just gonna go mobile here. It is huge. First of all, it's massive because these do not come out. These are like all attached. And so the binder itself is large. It's bigger than a regular, what you would think of like school binder, but they fit 9 cards per page, all top loaders. It's double-sided. It holds 504 cards. So right now I am obsessed with, first page, Scottie Pippen, a couple other Pippins there, and then we're into Akeem. I am very slowly, and then Griffey, kind of getting this thing sorted out, and I'm going to start filling it with cards, because like whatever storage boxes, oh yeah, Christ, hey man, I got stuff in storage. This is whatever, just a chunk that's sitting on the floor. Don't ask my wife what she thinks about that. She hates it. But this is I love it. This is what I've been waiting for forever. I do not like the thought of just sticking like a penny sleeved or a bare, like a naked card into a regular binder, but in top loaders, hell's yes. And then I can actually sit down and flip open a binder and look at stuff. And the way I like to do it, and what's taking me so long, is I like to write my little bit of information on the back. Like, this is a 1997 Topps Hobby Masters. It was a 20 card set. 20 card set, 10 in Series 1, 10 in Series 2, and it is a 1 in 36 pack pull. And there you go. So now and then I have everything in here. So that is what's occupying pretty much all of my time, which is awesome, because it's kind of given me a little bit of a boost, a little bit of an adrenaline push to start kind of doing card stuff. Because everyone's, you know how it is. You gotta get a little stale, a little stagnant, and you stop collecting. Not collecting and whatever, you know what I mean. It just gets tough sometimes, and then you kind of slow down and you don't think about it as much. But that's got the juices flowing. I also, last weekend, so that was 2 weeks ago, last weekend, I was on Facebook Marketplace just kind of looking around, and there was a guy that had some Marvel stuff, and that I dabble a little bit in 90s Marvel, like the older 92 masterpieces, or the 1990 the Marvel, the original series kind of stuff, Series 1, I think they call it. And so I was kind of like, oh, okay. I went to this guy. Well, it's a whole nother story, man. I went maybe someplace I shouldn't have, a little bit, not in the hood of Edmonton, but not far off, a lesser hood, and ended up in the kitchen of these guys' kitchen, looking at these Marvel cards in Oh my God, it was funny. I whatever. That's a whole nother story. I did feel very uncomfortable for the first while, kind of wanting to turn myself so my back was towards a wall, sitting here in these guys' kitchen, looking at these Marvel cards as they're trying to. They were being so scammy too. It was not on the Marvel stuff, but then they had these other binders, and I was like, oh, and I just kind of like, can I look in these? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And then I'm looking in the other binders, and they got all this other stuff. I was like, what the? Like, where did this come from? So I started looking through some binders and got very excited. I didn't find any A-list stars, no Jordans, no Shaqs, but other stuff. This is a 1997 Topps Finest Alonzo Mourning. Flipped her over, took a look. It is one of the rares, which is fantastic, which is a tier 3 or a rare or a gold. They're kind of called the same thing, and they were 1 in 24 pack odds. It's not a refractor or anything else like that. It did not have the peel on it either, but I feel like this thing got peeled and then stuck in a penny sleeve. Oh, and these binders were so old, and the cards in the binders were all penny sleeved, which was fantastic. And these cards had not been out of those penny sleeves in a very, very long time. You know what I'm talking about if you hunt through old binders worth of stuff or old cards. So this I picked up. I basically got this stack for basically about not even $4 a piece. But when I'm flipping through and I start finding inserts, 90s inserts like License to Skill out in the wild, Flair Showcase, License to Skill, 10 card set, 1 in 20 pack pull. This thing, like, I couldn't believe it. There's no like big stars. Like, here we go, Keith Van Horn, License to Skill. Couldn't find a Shaq or a Jordan or anything like that, but a Keith Van Horn, and this one is amazing. It's thicker. It's a showcase. This thing does not have a scratch. It does not have an imperfection anywhere. The corners are sharp as hell. There is no chipping. There is nothing. This thing is absolutely perfect. And it's a sweet 90s insert. And it's Keith Van Horn. But you know what? I don't even care. And I half of these cards, I think I got them. They were about a little over $3 a piece is what I ended up paying if we average it all out. But man, here we go. Stadium Club, Royal Court, 1 in 24, and it's a Pippin. I don't mind. I collect Pippin. What else do we got? Oh yeah, another season's best, 97 Topps Chrome, Patrick Ewing. Is this a Stadium Club? No, just a Topps. Topps Legacies, 15 card set, 1 in 36. Glenn Rice, like they were all mostly kind of B name. Well, Patrick Ewing, he's somewhere between a B and an A. But like Glenn Rice, a solid B star kind of and nice. Like these things are in really good shape. But like look at that. That thing is just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous card. It's searching through binders, finding shit out in the wild. 96 EX 2000s, the Stardate 2000, 15 card set, 1 in 9. Jason Kidd. Would I have loved to have found something? Well, if they had a Kobe, like these guys, they were trying to be scammy on the Marvel stuff, but then like the basketball stuff, I'm like, I feel like I got a decent price on pretty much all this stuff. And this is what I love, like finding old shit in binders, hasn't been touched in forever. Barkley round ball royalty, the Topps is 1 in 36, 20 card set. There's also a refractor version, of course. I think everybody knows that. This is just the base, but still a 1 in 36 pack odds. And I have a Pippin, so hey man, there you go. And it's still got the peel on it. The Barkley, Stadium Club, High Risers, Sean Kemp, like that's just awesome. Just to find this shit in a crappy house in a crappy neighborhood in Edmonton. Got a little bit of chipping like most Stadium Club stuff. But, yeah, 1 in 36. You know, it's a Kemp. Not quite the names that I would want to find kind of thing. But, you know, hey, man, $4. Hoop Screams, Grant Hill, Stadium Club. Cool stuff. So I could not leave it there. None of these cards I started picking through. I couldn't leave any of that shit there. Hoops, Block Party, Dennis Rodman. I don't really have much Rodman stuff, but I was like, I don't really care. $3 or whatever I paid for these cards. I was just pulling them out like this one. And then they did have one of the 94, I believe it's 90. Yeah, 94, the Upper Deck, the He's Back. I believe it's a 9 or 10 cards that they reprinted and then put those stamps on them. So they had this one. It was, you know, whatever. The guys wanted they were like, oh, that's on eBay for like $100. And I'm looking, I was like, what? What are you smoking kind of thing? Well, I knew what they were smoking because I could smell it all over the house. But that was like, no. And then like, no. See, you guys, you got to check the sold listings. And this is actually like a $4 card, not $100. And they're going, oh, I think they knew all that. They were just trying to be scammy. But it was like, yeah, well, good luck. You can try, but you're whatever. So, yeah, I do have a couple other ones. So I think this is either a 9 or 10 card. So I might try to finish them all off. Yeah, and that was my last weekend. Just some little, I don't know, pretty cool. Like anytime, like I said, flipping through old binders. They weren't even their cards. They were the story was anyways. It was, you know, their dads. The dad passed away and stuff. So they were kind of just going through, and they were collectors themselves. So they were just kind of going through and selling stuff that they didn't want or whatever. And yeah, you know, and I'm in the middle of nowhere pulling out binders and finding, you know, some very nice, some sweet ass inserts from the 90s. So out in the wild, which is just gets my blood pumping. Anyways, yeah, so I don't know, I might I will end up opening this other box, but I'm not gonna sit there. There's nothing crazy. You're not hunting like crazy inserts, so I'm not gonna. This will be just a rip it off camera and then show what came out of it. Hopefully a couple Jeters, that would be nice. A couple Jeters, and maybe if I could find one. And I'm not a big grader, but if I could find one, that would gem. I'd be sending one of those away. And these are damn sweet. If I get a few more of those, any more Griffies, always what I'm looking for. Always. Yeah, and pulling them from packs. Is pretty sweet. Anyways, this is insanely long. I can't believe it's been going on so far. So I will bid you adieu and talk to you later. Peace!